Hey everyone, right now we are coming by just to do an update, checking on a culvert pipe that we unclogged, and it's still working very well. Everything you're seeing here frozen in the road is groundwater that's just flowing into the road because the drainage ditches need to be dug out. Yep, I see a gigantic abandoned beaver lodge and no water crossing. The culvert pipe is still wide open. Let's get out for a brief moment and take a look. It's nice being out here when these roads are all iced up, because places that are usually too muddy to travel can safely travel now without sinking. This pipe is starting to get an ice dam. The one down thing about going on roads like this, you gotta go so slow and careful, your MPG just goes. Can't get anything better than 16 out here right now, when usually I get like 25 just because I gotta go so slow. Look at this ice dam. That was kind of cool. So eventually, if this cold weather keeps up, that thing will freeze solid and then it'll start crossing the road, but hopefully by then the water will have slowed down a whole bunch. Look at all this. The splashing is making this nice ice secretion. In this area right here, if you remember a while back, I had a lot of fun here with this culvert. I was blocking it with my legs and it was spraying everywhere. That was back when it was warm. Look at this abandoned beaver dam right here. It can't even hold water anymore. You see, it's like 2 feet below the capacity of it. Obviously, these beavers were hunted or relocated a while back. So here is where the blockage was that we unclogged. This pipe was maybe 6 inches underwater when we first started. A lot more flow than the first time we came. The first time we came, we got a giant initial blast, but once it drained back, it was barely flowing because that was summertime. It wasn't even mostly sticks. It was mostly beavers shoved a bunch of mud in there, and I believe one of the rocks had fallen down in the way, which made it much easier. And then that rock there, I purposely left in the middle for any floating debris. Will hopefully get jammed against that before it gets to the pipe. And you see, at one point, this was all a beaver dam next to the road, making it really deep here. And if you look back, well, this is actually a giant beaver dam I'm standing on too. So the water was probably at its max 3 feet higher than you're seeing now. That's the old former beaver lodge. They're definitely not active anymore. That does not look like it's been abandoned that long either. Maximum 5 years, I'd say. Because some of them you see decaying so badly, it just looks like a big pile of dirt. But we came back the day after, we came back a month after, and now we're back 4 months after, and nothing had been built back. So the beavers are definitely not at this location anymore. I don't know how thick this ice is, but let's see. This is always fun to smash this stuff on the side. I was driving through a lot of this kind of stuff earlier. It's awesome. The water went down since it froze, leaving this big empty shell. Now this clear ice, let's see how strong that is. By the look of this, it looks like maybe 3 inches. It's crystal clear, but it's strong enough to hold me. Oh, look at that bubble moving. I could probably break my way through, so I'm not going to go out too far. This is nice. I love when the ice is so crystal clear. You can see right to the bottom. So clear. This clear ice is the strongest type. See the water trickling out of right here? There's another beaver pond slightly up there, which has got to be abandoned too, because they'd come down here and make this a secondary pond if not. Has anyone ever gone on a pond in this situation? You see how it's kind of dried up near the edge? I went to a pond once, and I didn't have ice cleats on. It was a challenge. I had to crawl out of it because it drained so much. It was like a big bowl. And just stepping in it, you kind of slid into the middle of it. Had to get down and use my clothes as traction. You see the ice bubbles? We're walking on about 3 inches. Typically 3-4 inches is what they consider safe to hold a human. You need a bit more. I think it's 5-6 inches snowmobile. A bit more if you want to drive a pickup truck. Need a few feet if you want to do ice logging.